Today we are going to debunk nutrition myths. With social media and influencers becoming a part of our everyday lives, misinformation is constantly being shared around the web. From diet supplements to exercise trends, many people are misinformed about the truth. Often viewers do not know what is fact or fiction, and many times content creators are trying to sell a product that has no evidence to back it up. Therefore, we decided to research the most common nutrition myths and find the facts to clear up misinformation. Myth number 1. The first myth that must be cracked is the idea that supplementation is associated to a healthier lifestyle. Supplementation is an unnecessary means that most people resort to. However, what most people do not realize is supplementation may not always be the healthy choice. Rather, it is important to make sure that you are eating a balanced diet. That way all vitamins and minerals are naturally absorbed and transported in the body. Vitamin A, D, E, and K are what we call fat-soluble vitamins. All fat-soluble vitamins are toxic in large amounts. However, if you take a look at the back of your multivitamin container, you will find there to be extremely large doses of these vitamins are in your everyday consumption. Some effects these vitamins have on the body are liver failure, birth defects, hypercalcemia, muscle aches, blood thinning, and a decreased capacity of antioxidant consumption. Children are especially susceptible to toxicities. Parents need to be especially careful with the amount of vitamins and minerals they are giving their children. This is specifically important for iron. Ingestion of large amounts of iron, typically ingested in a form of a gummy vitamin, have been found to damage intestinal lining. This causes an overall loss of control over absorption and may cause severe symptoms. According to the American Cancer Society, dietary supplements, herbal preparations, and homeopathic treatments were responsible for about 70,000 calls to U.S. poison control centers in 2019. Of these calls, 7,000 people needed treatment, and less than 800 of these cases had moderate to severe outcomes. In order to make sure you do not fall victim of supplementation, there are a few things you should be aware of. Number 1, you should know that the Food and Drug Administration does not regulate or oversee supplements or vitamins on the market. That being said, it is the consumer's responsibility to take these products with care. Number 2, supplements are only necessary if you happen to be deficient in a vitamin or mineral. You should consult a doctor before blindly taking supplements to see if they are needed. Number 3, it is extremely important that you have the knowledge and ability to properly read and interpret nutrition facts. Over 100% of the recommended daily value should be a warning sign that you may be consuming too much of any one specific vitamin or mineral. Myth number 2, all fats are bad. A very common thing that we hear is that you should completely avoid fats if you want to lose weight and live a healthier life. The word fat in general has an overall negative connotation. Low or no fat products are often marketed as being much better for you. This, however, is very misleading. Some types of fats are actually essential for our functioning and good for us. The first type of fat we'll discuss are monounsaturated fats, like olive and avocado oil. This type of fat lowers your bad cholesterol, or LDL cholesterol, which reduces your risk of heart disease and stroke. Monounsaturated fats also contain vitamin E, which has antioxidant properties, and antioxidants are crucial for turning off free radicals in our body, leading to better health overall. Harvard Health also discussed a study on Mediterranean regions that found that populations in the Mediterranean have lower rates of heart disease because of their high intake of monounsaturated fats, largely through olive oil. The next fat we will discuss is omega-3. This is a type of polyunsaturated fat. Omega-3 plays a large role in our cell membrane structure. It also helps to lower blood pressure as well as lower inflammation, and therefore has benefits for chronic diseases such as heart disease or diabetes. A huge source of omega-3 is wild-caught salmon. However, it's important that it is wild-caught and not farm-raised, as wild salmon have a different diet, which is what causes the high levels of omega-3. The final fat we will discuss is omega-6, another type of polyunsaturated fat. Omega-6 is consumed in the form of linoleic acid, which is converted to arachidonic acid in our bodies. Arachidonic acid releases pro-inflammatory molecules, which trigger our immune system to release white blood cells. I know what you may be thinking. How is this a good fat if it causes inflammation? Well, a small amount of information is actually very important to our well-being because it ensures that our immune system is active and able to fight off inflammation, but it's important to remember that too much is still harmful. Hopefully now you know to not avoid fats, as we actually need them for our functioning and well-being. Consuming fish 2 times a week is recommended to keep up our omega-3 levels. Myth number 3. Dairy is the enemy. Plant milk versus dairy milk has been a huge topic of debate recently. Many people have switched from dairy products to using plant-based milk products in coffee, smoothies, and just on its own. You may have grown up being told to drink milk to strengthen bones and promote healthy growth, but with a recent uptick in the production of plant-based milks, is dairy milk really necessary? Your body needs 9 essential amino acids to build proteins, which can only come from food products. Some foods contain 1 or 2 amino acids, but dairy milk is a complete protein, which means all 9 amino acids are found in it. Plant milk can be fortified with amino acids, but it does not typically contain all 9 essential amino acids, and if it did, the body has a hard time absorbing them all. Dairy also naturally contains calcium, which is important for muscle contraction and increasing bone density. Plant milks can contain calcium, but again it's hard for the body to absorb. We also know that some people get an upset stomach from consuming dairy due to the lactose in it. Some people are naturally lactose intolerant and lack the lactase enzyme that breaks down lactose, but it is known that those who limit their dairy consumption also deplete their lactase enzyme. This can cause someone to become more lactose intolerant over time due to their underexposure to dairy. Based on a 2018 study from Szilagyi and Ishaic, research has shown that regular consumption of dairy products increases the lactase enzyme in the body, which will decrease lactose intolerance over time. All in all, dairy milk is the most convenient way to obtain all 9 essential amino acids, absorb calcium, and decrease lactose intolerance so that we can eat more cheese. Myth 4. Should you follow keto and other fad diets? With influencers running the consumer world, trendy and fad diets are extremely common. These diets often make unrealistic claims of weight loss, muscle building, etc., with little to no scientific research to back up the claims. One of the most common diets is the keto diet. This diet claims that restricting carbohydrate intake will put the body into ketosis, which will switch it over to using fat as the main energy source instead of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates, protein, and fats are the 3 macronutrients in our diet. Our body mainly uses carbohydrates for energy, protein for muscle growth, and fats for energy and storage. Limiting any of these 3 macronutrients are not good for the body because they are essential for the body processes. The logistics of the keto diet is, when you are limiting your carbohydrate intake, protein and fat becomes the main fuel source for your body's energy. First, your muscles will begin to break down due to the need to turn the protein into energy, and then your body will consume the fat for energy. When protein is broken down, weight will also go down from the water that is in the muscles. Next, when fat is broken down, weight will also decrease slightly but will have adverse effects on the body. When fat breaks down, the body releases ketones into the bloodstream, hence the name keto diet. Ketones are acidic, which lowers the pH of the blood. When the pH is lowered, the body wants to buffer the pH and get it back to a neutral pH. In order to do this, the body will leach calcium out of the bones and release it into the bloodstream. This will cause less calcium in the bones, which leads to a lower bone density and weaker bones. A study called The Ketogenic Diet and Its Effect on Bone Mineral Density, a retrospective observational cohort study by Driesmut, Joes, MT, et al., has shown that children who follow the keto diet have a decrease in bone mass density and increase in kidney stones due to the increase in blood calcium levels. Therefore, there is an increased chance of developing osteoporosis later in life. Fad diets such as these are not sustainable for the body and could have adverse effects. These were some nutrition myths that everyone should know. Thanks for watching.